This was the first test of the difficulties that we are going to face.
Free speech is not just a right to be defended. It is a duty to be exercised.
If you cannot get rid of the people who govern you, you do not live in a democratic system. Our parliament exists to serve the interests of the British people, not foreign nationals. People are tired, angry and disillusioned by this current government and previous governments. And I believe it's time for change. And that change will only happen when you have a party who has the political will to make the big decisions to become sovereign in all of its parts. When Habib launched Advance UK, it was clear to me that this was going to be a vehicle by which would be our last chance of winning back the hearts, minds and souls of our nation. That people once again will take pride in their culture, in their history and in their values. And we will not apologise for our history.
Ben has the leadership and the vision to turn this country around. And we are all stepping forward into the fight to get Britain back to what it should be.
And let's be quite frank about this, we never got Brexit done. I, like many of you, realise that this might be our last chance to save our nation from ideologies and doctrines that have invaded our culture and our country. And the hearts and minds of people, to the extent that they've attempted to cancel us, and as we've seen more recently, even murder those who have a different opinion. We are not left-wing or right-wing. We're either right or we're wrong. And together we must do whatever it takes, whatever hill it takes to climb, whatever mountain we must climb, we will climb it together and we will overcome. This is the dawn of a new day.
And I personally would rather die on my feet fighting for freedom than on my knees as a slave to the system.
And more importantly, I'm proud to be one of that lot. No one turned up from Reform headquarters, and I was standing for Reform as their London mayor. If you were there, because there's a small rally run by a certain person called Tommy Robinson.
Throughout my time at secondary school, I faced discrimination for my personal opinions. For instance, I stated that a man was a man and a woman was a woman, and no science in the world could ever change that. The purpose of education is to gain knowledge and form independent opinions, yet often felt like the only opinions they wanted us to adopt was their own. I never stayed silent though. Every time something like this happened, I would push the school principal to allow open discussion and let students express their views. While most of the time I was unsuccessful, I still made my voice heard. Without Elon Musk, the silent majority would not have a voice. It was astonishing that as much as the media branded it a far-right fascist protest, it was the safest I had ever felt in London. On behalf of the British public, Tommy, thank you for giving us hope. On September 13th, Ben Habib stood with us. He listened, he understood, and most importantly, he stood with the public and not against them.
Say, what a brave young lady. It is about you, the people of the United Kingdom. And I'm so proud that against all the odds, you made this happen. You joined up. You decided that things had to change. You took our membership from nothing to 35,000 members today. We did it, folks. We are going to be a force with which the other political parties are going to have to reckon. We are not policing our membership. Tommy Robinson is very welcome in Advance UK. And it was only moments before Keir Starmer couldn't resist coming out and saying there were a bunch of flag-waving, right-wing, far-right people, and we've got to he again came out with the requirement of reclaiming the flag. They are not listening. They have turned their backs on the people. That lot, you lot, we are the British people. They are doing things they know are to our detriment. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? I come up to Newcastle with peace and love in my heart. When we win the general election, we will have opposition once we're in government. The civil service will be against us. The Lords will be against us. I'll tell you one institution that's going to hate us. It's the European Union's going to hate us turning up. We're not going to play any political games of saying this, hoping that you understand that actually even though we say X, we're going to do Y, and trust us, even though we're talking rubbish, we'll be much better when we're in office. So we will go into Parliament and we'll say, that's it. We have a democratic mandate for that.